So the Zermatt Summit is a foundation based in Switzerland, and it was launched in 2010 after the financial crisis in those days, where we were thinking that, as you know, the economic model right now doesn't seem to work anymore. There's no growth. There's a lot of externalities. There is financial speculation, et cetera, et cetera. And so we were hoping that in 2010, there would be, like Günther mentioned, a greater awareness that things have to change and that we need to put back the person at the center of the economy and not finance. In other words, finance should support the economy should support the common good, work for the common good, and the common good at the end should serve the person. So that has been our effort since 2010. We brought together about 1,000 leaders, mainly European, but also people from North America, Latin America, some people from Asia, mainly from business, but also from NGOs, also from the public sector. And the goal is to try to bring together testimonials of leaders who are serving their organization rather than serving themselves, and have actually put things into action rather than just talk. Just recently, so this applies to the traditional economy, but it also applies to the digital economy, since Carlos and Weisky have been there for some years now and have been very supportive. That, the digital economy obviously is very interesting, but as you know, technology is good, but you need to understand for what purpose. So the ethics, or the question of ethics, is also very important when you talk about new technologies such as artificial intelligence, neurosciences, machine learning, etc., which opens huge opportunities. But at the end, we need to ask the question, for what purpose? To give some practical examples and to make it short, and to go back to the theme of illicit trade, what we've tried to promote is entrepreneurs that we try to showcase by giving them, a platform where they can have maybe contacts with investors, have contacts with other entrepreneurs, creating networks of entrepreneurs, because we feel, like Günther mentioned, that entrepreneurs are the ones who are going to make a difference in terms of sustainability, such as Daniela is doing. Just to give a few examples, we talked about Race for Water. That has been renamed Blue Odyssey now. And actually this solar ship is actually showcasing technologies around the world, such as using plastic as a fuel, solar energy, hydrogen fabrication, etc., etc. And Günther is very much involved in that activity now, since this whole this ship is actually in Japan. It was going to be showcased at the Olympic Games, which were due this year and now moved to next year. Another technology is Li-Fi, which is actually transferring data through light waves rather than through radio waves. And this is an anti-hacking technology, so it's safer, and it's a way to, and it has no interference with health. As we know, with Wi-Fi, you get bombarded with some of these very 5G antennas. It's not the best thing. So we've tried to promote the blue economy principle, which is to entrepreneurs and companies who are actually using what is available locally. And of course, if you use what is available locally, it's much more difficult to replace or to copy, because there's these resources are local and can be traced more easily. I think the COVID has been a challenge for us, because actually we're organized a meeting with 200 people a year. It's not 2,000 people like in Davos. The idea was that people can connect, they can create relations, they can have face-to-face meetings. So obviously the COVID situation now has stopped us doing that. So we're looking at a hybrid system where we will still have, hopefully, connections between people, maybe smaller group, and also a virtual, let's say, a digital conference. But what is really interesting is maybe the experience, to answer your question maybe in a different way, is that what we think is important is to be able to show opportunities. When we say rewrite rules of the games, that means actually creating new jobs. So what we, for instance, this summer I was in I have a summer house in Italy, near Naples, in a well-known island, and they, like you pointed out, they live from tourism. Yes, of course, that tourism is disappearing, and so they need to create new jobs. And so what we had Gunther come over, and we found 15 different opportunities, from recycling coffee waste to produce mushrooms, from producing locally energy, from cleaning, creating a fish-free area around the island so that fish can reproduce. I think like Daniela is doing, and things like this. Some of them are very short term and can be put into how do you say, can be put into place with entrepreneurs with relatively small funding. Others will require more time. But I think that one way that we are trying to think for the future is to organize, let's say, local meetings in different places with entrepreneurs where we can encourage transfer and also learn from these entrepreneurs of opportunities based on the sustainable, let's say, blue economy principles, using local resources, using technology, digital economy, all these things. But moving from discussion to action, and that means being close to the ground, or let's say to the opportunities. We still want to continue in Zermatt to bring ideas and to have, let's say, a yearly overall meeting, but we think we need to decentralize somehow and organize things where the opportunities lie and where the need for new jobs exists. And this is not only in Africa, Asia, it's also in Europe, in so-called rich countries. We're going to see with the COVID now a lot of our economy being destroyed, and we need to rebuild, not reset, like you pointed out. You need to rebuild things with new ideas and with innovative new ideas. And so this is, I think, part of the answer.